It is tournament time here from Firebird Field as the number 7 Lakota West Firebirds are set to take on the number 10 Hamilton Big Blue. Both teams coming into this game have a lot of adversity, but before we go look at that one, we'll go ahead and look at the other round 1 matchups that we have in this region of the OHSAA tournament. Of course, I'm here joined with Dexter Rees as my co-host once again. Dexter, it's great to see you.
You too, Nikos, and looking at these other first-round games, I think that the hardest one to pick for me is Mason and Fairfield. Those are two very evenly matched teams, but I'm going to have to pick Mason in that. I think D'Angelo Birch is a great quarterback, so I think that he'll be able to get it done for the Comets.
We'll start this one off with differing opinions as I think Fairfield's going to take this one. I think they're going to be hungry for revenge after their loss they took earlier, and I think Fairfield plays the best with their backs up against the wall. And then looking at the other matchup, it's number 12, Little Miami, at number 5, Winton Woods. I think Winton Woods takes that one. Byshawn Brown carries them through the ground, and I think they win with his dual threat ability.
I agree with you there, Nikos. I mean, that's the highest seeded team that's still playing today. Winton Woods, very talented, and Little Miami kind of just sneaking in last minute into these playoffs. So give me Winton Woods.
Yeah, but hey, upsets can always happen. You can never count anyone out. We've seen so many upsets this year with everything that's happened, with West Fairfield that game earlier and just everything involved. But outside of that, you have West here tonight and then Oak Hills at Lakota East. We know both these teams very well. We met East last week and I believe Oak Hills week before. So those are some big games coming forward. I think East takes that one. I think Ryder gets his get back from, kind of what happened before then, but only time will tell.
I agree. East, obviously, a lot of momentum getting that big win over the Firebirds last week, and Ryder Hooks had a great game. I think that he'll continue, and he'll take that one for the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, and then you have the big one tonight, the Firebirds taking on the Big Blue. Dexter, just for fans who might not be in the loop as much as we are, what are the biggest takeaways for the Firebirds after last week heading into tonight on what they need to focus on to take down the Big Blue?
I think that it's really just about the mental state of the Firebirds right now. Last week, it felt like they kind of got in their own head, especially defensively with how well Ryder Hooks was running the ball. So they have to just stay calm, even if, Andre Bailey gets a good run. You have to be able to bounce back from that. Bailey's a great running back with almost 1,300 yards this season, 11 touchdowns, 5 yards per carry. That's a very talented player, and you just have to stay strong defensively. And then on the offensive side of the ball, they weren't really the problem last week, but I just want to see the offense be a little more balanced. Kind of ran Kenyon into the ground last week, and when we went to the passing game, it was really, really working. So I want to see a little bit more balanced offense. Let Jackson Smith throw that ball around.
Yeah, definitely. You got to rely in these big playoff moments on your star players, your Tyson Davis, your Kenyon Norman. You got to rely. Like you said, the passing game has to get activated tonight. And like you said, the mental just state of this team has to be high. The Firebirds, especially defensively in the run defense department, they really, really struggle, when they're feeling down in the dumps and they're up against the wall. So that's something that they need to focus on. And then, like you said, just defense or on offense, you just have to get Jackson Smith involved on the passing game, but we'll see. I think Hamilton will start. As you can see, we'll be giving this one to you on the radio side of the stream, as Spectrum does have the rights to any OHSAA game that they choose to stream. So this one will just be audio. If you can't hear, it is very quiet here at Firebird Field with it being Halloween. Everyone got things to do, got places to be. Student section, I don't know if we'll ever see it this small.
Yeah, it's pretty desolate over on that right side of the stands right now, but, everyone out partying or trick-or-treating.
As Hamilton runs onto the field, getting their crowd excited. We'll take a short step aside, and we'll be back for kickoff here on Lakota West Student Broadcasting. So Hamilton will start with the possession. Kofi prepares to boot this one away. We'll see what McLean and the offense can do on their first possession.
Nikos, we'll see if he boots it through the end zone. I think that you might have lost your house twice at this point on betting it on the ball going through the end zone.
Third time's a charm, and oh my goodness.
You just lost your third house.
Man. But it will go out the back of the end zone. It won't land in the back of the end zone. But Hamilton will start at the 20-yard line.
This Firebird defense this season has been very strong, especially in the pass game. But just last week, the run defense was concerning, to say the least. Gave Ryder Hooks almost 300 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. You can't let that happen again this week playing another very talented running back.
It's always tough with a guy like Ryder Hooks, but that's inexcusable. Here on 1st and 10, the motion man, McLean. It'll be a gift to Bailey. Bailey cuts up, and he'll get a couple, and that gets the west sideline excited.
Yep, gain of about 3 there. And I think that to start this game, Hamilton would be really happy with that. They want to wear down this defensive front for the Firebirds after they had a rough week last week. So you're really going to be wanting Braylon McQueen and Riley Newman to be standing tall in the middle, 2 very strong players on the inside. You want to see them make an impact.
McLean will fire deep downfield, and it's intercepted! Firebirds already! Roman Combs with the big play, and they'll set up shop at around the 46, pushing into Hamilton territory.
That was a great play there by Roman Combs. You saw McLean just lob it up and underthrew it to his receiver a little bit, and Combs went up and high-pointed the ball beautifully, showing off those hops that we'll hopefully get to see some more of in the basketball season here in a couple weeks.
Hopefully that'll keep this team energized for the rest of the game. I like the shot from McLean, but at a certain point, you have to make the right read, and that was just perfect coverage from Combs.
I mean, Hamilton, I don't know why they went away from the run game so early there. You know, you're battling kind of a unproven defensive front for the Firebirds after last week, and you have one of the best running backs in the conference. I think you got to tote the rock a little more.
So it'll be Smith and shotgun here on 1st and 10 from the 45. He has Norman to his left and Johnson, the new recruit, to his right. And it'll be a snap. Fake to Johnson. Quick throw out to Norman, and Kenyon Norman cannot hold on. And it'll hit the ground at about the 49 and bring up 2nd and 10.
Just a little play action. I thought Braden Johnson got the ball, but a really good fake there by Smith. And just a drop by Norman. He had some good space, probably a 7 or 8 yard gain in front of him. But just couldn't hold on to that one. It is a little cold out tonight. Hard to catch the ball when your hands are as cold as they probably are right now.
Definitely getting there. Chilly Ohio weather here in southwest Cincinnati region. But we'll see Smith again here in shotgun on 2nd and 10. Same form. They'll give it to Norman this time. Norman cuts up the right side. He's got room to run from the 40, the 30, one man to beat, and he's going to go down to the 3-yard line. What a run. A touchdown saving tackle by Jordan Bryant. And the Firebirds are in 1st and goal from about the 3-yard line.
Bryant, a great play there, just pushing Kenyon out of bounds at about the 3, but that was good blocks and just a great burst by Kenyon. We know he's working through some injuries, and he just looked really athletic there, getting to the outside on the right side.
11:07 to go on the clock. 1st and 4. Smith will take the read. Be the same formation, just opposite side. Tyson Davis on that near sideline. Smith. Again, the give to Johnson. Braden Johnson cutting up to the left side, and he has a familiar face in the end zone. Braden Johnson, first points on the board.
Now, at the beginning of the year, we were expecting to say that a lot more. Only the first time we've said it this season, but a good run there, physical, broke a tackle right on the goal line, got in for the Firebirds touchdown less than a minute into the game.
Man, what a start. The interception from Combs, and then a Braden Johnson goal line touchdown. It was a common sight to see last year, and we're starting to see it this year. Just took 11 games into the season to see it. So
that's
now,
exactly what you want if you're the Firebirds. Make that run game work. And field goal, or extra point, I should say, is pure as always from Kofi Adubafor.
39 for 39 from the extra point mark for Kofi Adubafor. 7-0 is your score with 11:01 to go. Hamilton ball when we return. So it'll be Adubafor to boot this one from the 40. Elijah Jones back deep to receive. That one again, this time I would have made money. Goes out the back of the end zone. And again, we'll see Hamilton back on offense after the rough start.
So, like I said last time, if I'm a Hamilton fan, I want to see them try and establish this ground game. Bailey, like I said earlier, 5 yards per carry, 11 touchdowns. That's a very reliable player running the ball, and I don't think you want to overlook that if you're on this Hamilton coaching staff. I think you want to see R.V. Crouch run the ball a little more.
We'll see if they rely on that run game. They'll motion over Southern. Be a give to Bailey. Bailey runs into a wall of defenders, and he'll be brought down for a gain of about 3.
Nothing doing there. Left side of the D-line really collapsed down.
And that's exactly what you want to see, loading the box early in this game, forcing McLean into those tough throws like you saw on the first drive.
Saw Cam Thomas get the tackle on that play. That's what you want to see. He's a difference maker defensively.
Another one of those star players you want to see out on the field making big plays early. And actually, that's exactly what you'll see, as it'll be McLean with an empty backfield here on 2nd and 9. 5 wide for Jaden McLean. The motion Bailey, and they'll give it to Bailey. Cuts up field, and another big play by Cam Thomas.
Saw Cam Thomas. I think Judah Blair was in there, and it looks like McQueen as well.
Even Jaden Cook getting some action.
Tackled by number 50, Braylon McQueen, and 0, DJ Edwards.
So now it'll be 3rd and long. 3rd and 9 for McLean in the option, and this offense, as we approach less than 10 in this first quarter.
3 and out. Not what you want to see if you're the Bulldogs.
Again,
Big
5
Blue,
wide.
Excuse me. Getting confused with that Bulldog logo.
Oh, yeah. They'll motion over Bailey. This time they'll fake it, and it's thrown into the turf at Jones' feet, nearly intercepted by Chris Bradley.
Pass intended for number 13, Elijah Jones.
Said that plenty of times this season. 5 picks on the year for Bradley. Just a little low and a little behind his intended receiver there.
That brings up,
I think that was Elijah Jones he was going for. That's been his go-to target this year. Has the most receptions, not the most yards, but he's that consistent first down guy. And then you have Jordan Bryant, who you look for a little more on the deep shots.
9 touchdowns on the year. He has been quite the threat. And now we'll see Stevens to punt this one away. And it's blocked. A few of them got it, and it's recovered by the Firebirds. Andrew Fire with the recovery. It was Colin Ogletree and Benji Cornist who got to him first. And now the Firebirds set up shop again in Hamilton territory.
That is a huge play for the Firebirds. Just field position is such a big part of this game, and that's a complete flip in it. I mean, Firebirds probably would have been starting with the ball around their 40, 35-yard line after that punt, and now they're lining up on the 15, 20-yard line of Hamilton.
Huge swings already in this game for the Firebirds. And now we'll see Smith in this offense. They've been continuing this look of Davis out wide, 2 running backs for Smith, and then, of course, Radica as the extra blocker. It has been very effective against this Hamilton defense, as it'll be a give up to Norman, and that one won't be effective as Norman is blown up by this Hamilton defense.
Wins the number 3, Kenyon Norman.
think that's number 7, Jaden Lewis on the tackle.
Deacon Wilson.
I also like this split back formation for the Firebirds. You have 2 major running weapons in the backfield. Makes Hamilton kind of unaware of what you're going to do. I mean, the 2 offensive plays that we've seen so far, one was a handoff to the right to Norman and one was a handoff to the left to Johnson, and it ended up getting a 2-play drive for a touchdown. So it's working so far.
7th tackle for a loss for number 7, Jaden Lewis. And now we'll see Smith and Shotgun. He'll throw it out to Davis. Davis can't hold on, and it'll be incomplete. Good defense. Davis looked like he was going to run with it before he even caught it. And a nice defensive effort by Chase Mohawk.
He was all over that little bubble screen to that left side. Davis, I mean, right as that ball was getting to his hands, the defender was getting there at the same time.
And we are not going to get a crowd support from our student section here tonight. Maybe 10 people over there. It is a tough one to see.
Hard to blame them, you know. Halloween, everyone's out getting their candy.
So here on 3rd and 11, they'll get a different look for the first time this game. Norman sets up, and they'll have to call a timeout. So offensive minds didn't like what they'll see, and they'll call a quick timeout. We'll stay right here on 3rd and 11. With how far they have to go, what do you want to see from them, Dexter?
I mean, pass game is obvious here. Tyson Davis is where you would think to look, but honestly, I'm never a big preacher of this mindset, but something like a draw could definitely work here. Run game has looked pretty solid so far, and if they're expecting a run and you hit a little delayed handoff, that could easily get a first down or even into the end zone.
I'd love to see Jaden Brogdon flashing across the middle of the field. He has slowly been getting more and more into this offense. Be a good look from him, but
looking at Brogdon's stats this year, he's 21 receptions, 379 yards, 5 touchdowns. Second most touchdowns on the team, only to Tyson Davis, who has 7, which kind of unbelievable. He has 7 touchdowns with how much football he missed this year.
What a year he has had. He would be at least close to that 1,000-yard mark if he played the entire season. Can never predict injuries, but that was a tough one to have to take. Be 20 on the play clock for Smith. He'll take the snap. Play action. Looking. Pressure coming from Hamilton. He'll fire over the middle, and he can't hit Jaden Brogdon. Just a couple strides behind, and that'll bring up 4th and long.
Just a little bit behind him. Got flushed to his left and stepped up. Tried to deliver a strike, and that's just a tough throw. Davis wasn't very open there. And just a little bit behind him and low, just like we saw from McLean on that last Hamilton drive. So Dubufor will come out and kick.
Number 17,
It'll be 36-yarder for Kofi Dubufor. Dubufor this season, 7 of 12. And, of course, 100% from extra points. But we'll see. Schroeder will be the hold. Nice snap. Kick is up. It's low, but it is good. So 10-0 is your score. We'll see how McLean and the offense can respond when we return here on Lakota West Student Broadcasting. So Dubufor will boot this one away, and once again, we'll go out the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now McLean, after a very poor 2-drive showing from this offense, we'll see if him and Andre Bailey can provide here.
First drive, interception. Second drive, 3 and out with a blocked punt. That's not great.
It's only up from here, as they say, but we'll see if this defense can do any more and what they've already done so far this game. I mean, this has just been an all-around very impressive showing from this Firebird team, especially with, the outcome of last week. They have come out with a short mind, gone into this one feeling good. They'll motion Jones over to McLean's left. The snap.
Reverse.
Fake to Bailey. They'll give it to Jones. Running around that right side, and he is blown up in the backfield. Good defensive play from the Firebirds. I think that was
He was tackled by number 6.
Colin Ogletree there.
That was a great play there. That little end-around play to the right side. And saw Fryer try and get there, and Jones avoided him, and then saw the DB come up and lay the wood, just lay that receiver out.
So now it'll be 2nd and 10 and about 2 inches. High snap from McLean. The give up the middle to Bailey. He tries to jump forward. He'll get maybe 2. Nice stuff from Riley Newman.
The ball carrier. He was brought down by
I mean,
8,
that's what
Riley Newman.
being Newman's size will get for you there. The long arms just reached out and grabbed the running back out of the air. And that's what you really like to see out of him, making those agile plays on the inside.
Yeah.
Being a big guy, standing about 6'7", 6'8".
At 240 pounds, he has been a wrecking ball this year. Dealt with a little bit of injuries, but he's been back in the lineup. McLean off of play action, fires out, and it's caught by Bryant. Bryant fighting forward, and he'll just run out of bounds. And that'll be a first down. So the Hamilton Big Blue get their first down of the game.
Jordan Bryant, not only was that a great catch, but a great move afterwards. Put Colin Ogletree on skates
He was forced out of bounds by number
to be able to work
33,
forward and get that first down.
Fryer.
Him, Eli Jones, and Andre Bailey have just been the three-headed attack on this offense as a give to Bailey up the middle. He'll run around the left side, breaking tacklers. He's got room to run, and he'll take it to about the 46 in Lakota West territory. Nice move on Jordan Narves to get around him. That is a tough one. Tough big guy to get around.
That left side is where the Firebirds' area of concern is. It's where you saw Ryder Hooks really just tear him up last week. You do not want to see that this week.
Yeah, that is definitely something the coaches will work with this team and this starting 11 on the defense to improve. But here, they'll just have to stand strong here on 1st and 10. They'll motion over Southern. Another give to Bailey up the middle. And again, the Firebird defense is there. Cam Thomas with another big play.
Thomas having a great game so far. The Illinois commit, he is a fantastic linebacker. He's kind of played a little bit more of a hybrid role this season, been up on the line a lot. And we've had Edwards and Fryer kind of take that stereotypical Mike linebacker role.
Yeah, he has been the leader on this defense so far this season from that linebacker position. He's out there coming off the edge tonight, but he really does it all on defense.
75 total tackles this year, only 2 behind DJ Edwards, and 5.5 sacks to go along with that. It's a pretty good stat line.
Run up the middle from Bailey. He'll spin off his own offensive lineman, and he'll be stuffed again at the line of scrimmage. Helmet flies, but he looks fine. He'll have to come off due to OHSAA restrictions. Another hard run. He gets maybe a yard there. Now it's 3rd and long.
Ogletree and Blair just met him barely past the line of scrimmage.
2-yard gain on the carry.
And kind of saw him run into his own O-line and be able to bounce it outside. When you see a play like that, you're worried about them getting a lot of space, but Blair and Ogletree do a great job recovering there.
So it'll be 3rd and 8 for the Big Blue. Elijah Jones on that near side all by himself. Watch that lineup. Him and Chris Bradley. Bradley has shut down every star receiver. We'll see if he can do it here tonight. Pressure coming. McLean steps up in the pocket. Gets laid out, but he'll fire it deep. And it's nearly intercepted by Colin Ogletree. He was looking for Jordan Bryant there. Colin Ogletree made the big play. Just slipped out of his hands.
Haven't seen McLean be very accurate here tonight. It is cold, hard to throw the ball with freezing hands, but that first throw that was picked, kind of saw it be underthrown, intercepted. That one a little overthrown and nearly intercepted again. Great job by Ogletree on the defense.
Defense continuing to hold strong. Now it'll be 4th and 8. It'll be a punt from the 46 for Connor Stevens.
For the Firebirds, number 11, Chris Bradley.
Stevens averages 36.1 yards per punt, but tonight, I'm sure with it being Halloween and the blocked punt, he is probably scared. It'll be a fake punt. RV Crouch going for it all, and it is just thrown deep and into the dirt. Andre Bailey tried to sling that one to Elijah Jones. And oh my, we know RV Crouch from former experience when Braden Johnson was up here in the booth. We commentated that one. And man, he loves to go for those fake punts, but that one from the start had no shot.
I don't know if I like that one there. I mean, you have a chance to potentially pin the Firebirds within their own 10-yard line, force this offense to make a really long drive, and you pass it up for a just low percentage play on that fake punt fade route. I don't love that.
So nevertheless, the Firebirds will now have it at their own 46. RV Crouch got to be one of the gutsiest coaches in this region. He has been known to go for things. I mean, we saw it, like I said, when we played them, but he is just like that all year round. It'll be a give to Johnson up the middle. He fights forward. Look at the strength from Braden Johnson. Nice gain there.
Nearly up to that line to gain.
Up the middle in the carry for the Firebirds.
Already a much better game than last week.
I mean, he got met probably a yard past the line of scrimmage, and he just kept the legs churning. Got that big gain. Only about 2 feet to go for that first down.
2nd and less than a yard now for this Firebird offense. Johnson lines up as a receiver for Jackson Smith. Norman to his left. Hamilton shows blitz, snap, play action, looking, pressure coming. Smith trying to take it himself. He's got the first, and he fights forward. And it'll take about 3 Hamilton defenders to take him down.
That is such a great play by Kenyon Norman there. Not the guy that ran the ball, but they ran an overload style blitz on that right side, sent about 4 players to 2 guys. And the O-line does a good job mucking it up. And then Norman picks up the lone man remaining, and Smith is able to step forward and get a first down.
So now with the fresh set of downs, we'll see what Bolden has planned for this offense. They'll bring Johnson back to be a second running back for Smith. And Davis will be all alone on that near sideline. One-on-one coverage. Hamilton shows blitz. A delayed handoff to Johnson, and that one looked like a bit of a miscommunication to him. Maybe, you know, when you learn the playbook 9 weeks into the season, they're going to have plays like that, and now it'll be 2nd and 11.
Saw that same look earlier. I think it might be an RPO style of play for Jackson Smith where he can choose to hand off to Johnson or pull it and give it to Norman in the flat, and Norman looked like he had a lot more space than Braden did in the middle there.
So it'll be 2nd and 12 now for Jackson Smith in the offense.
I'm only seeing 2 down linemen on the D-line right now for Hamilton. If this isn't the time to run it, I don't know when is.
They won't on play action. Pressure coming. They'll get it out to Norman. He can't hold on. Flag flies.
I think we might see holding there on Lamarion Jordan.
It's a nice play to Kenyon Norman. Just wasn't able to hold on. Now it's going to be 3rd and long, and it will be holding on the Firebirds. So tack that one on at the end of the play. But it will go back to, or excuse me, I think.
Holding 56 of the offense.
They'll decline that one, and it'll be 3rd and long still. So 3rd and 12 is your number. Where do you look now?
I mean, in this area of the field, you probably look to the pass game. Haven't seen Davis get very involved. You're kind of right on the edge of the field goal range for Adubafor. This would, from here, probably be a 57, 58-yard field goal, which is just a couple yards longer than his season high, and he would break his own record if he made it from here. But that's not something you want to count on as a nearly 60-yarder from a high school student.
My favorite part of watching these games is watching Kofi Dufour just boot that one. Saw the 56-yarder earlier. We'll see if we see it here tonight. Off a play auction. Smith looking. Pressure coming again, and he goes down. Huge play from Mason Holbrook. And that'll bring up 4th and long. And I don't know if this is even Kofi Adu range.
It looks like they'll let Liam Feeney punt it. He's kind of been that short yardage punter for the Firebirds when they want to pin the other team deep. And, you know, you want points, but, you know, 10-0 lead in the first quarter with this Hamilton offense sputtering like it has been, I think that you're fine pinning them deep, making them work for some yards.
Feeney will
nearly blocked.
Get the punt off, and it'll go into out of bounds at about the 20-yard line or so. And now Hamilton will take over here on offense when we return on Lakota West Student Broadcasting. So McLean on 1st and 10 from the 25 will set up with 2 backs. Snap. Fake to Bailey. He'll lob that one deep and out of the hands of Jordan Bryant, but a flag flies just right next to them.
Looks like they'll call holding on Roman Combs. I don't know if I love that one. Looked like some hand fighting from both players, but regardless, will be holding on Combs, so that'll be a first down for Hamilton.
Yeah, I can't say I saw anything there either, but the refs do know better than I down here in the booth. So here, with 2:18 to go, Hamilton does get the first down off that penalty. That's something West needs to work on. 122 penalty yards last time these two teams faced. We'll see what McLean does here on first down. He'll give it to Bailey. Andre Bailey is wrapped up, and again his helmet flies. He goes down in the backfield. Another good defensive stop from the Firebirds.
He was tackled by number 33.
Firebirds defense is humming right now after last week. Kind of a rough defensive showing, and they have really rebounded. Bailey has gotten almost nothing.
Andre Bailey has just been so talented this year as a runner. I mean, he's been second in offense, in rushing yards this season, 11 touchdowns. He's been the entire offense for the Big Blues. The snap goes over McLean's head. Thomas comes in, and McLean falls on it, but not before losing 20, 25 yards there.
That is a drive killer. You're going to be third and about 30 yards. That's that's something that happens in a video game.
You'll need a miracle to pull this one off here on 3rd and a country mile. Be 30 yards is the number for this Hamilton offense. We'll see what RB Crouch has on the drawing board.
I don't know if any coach has a plan for 3rd and 30.
They line up with no backs, so McLean will air this one out as Bailey will motion outside. McLean looking, fires to the middle, and it is caught and blown up by Zion Starr, and a penalties fly.
Whoa!
It was a nice catch from Caleb Oweman, and then Zion Starr looked to make the big play, but then flags fly. I think they're going to...
It looked like 2 refs threw the flag. I don't know what they're seeing. I mean, that was receiver went up, and Starr, I mean, he hit him with the shoulder in the back, but I don't see how that's a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it didn't feel good for Caleb Omen, but
getting hit isn't supposed to feel good.
I think they might pick this. Nope, the
offense will move.
Yeah. So
that
there's the miracle you might have been looking
that's a bad call. I don't know how else to say that.
I definitely,
we try and be unbiased up here, but I can't do it after that one.
If you're the referees, I mean, you got to be thankful that this crowd isn't packed tonight because, I mean, we heard it a couple weeks ago, the unleashing of boos. I mean, this crowd can get a little aggressive with their complaints. But
I don't understand that one. I mean, that was shoulder to the back while he was in the air, but not too much force. Didn't see the receiver fall too hard or anything. But nonetheless, first down for Hamilton.
McLean will give it up the middle to Bailey, and Bailey will fall forward for a yard. It'll be 2nd and long.
The handoff went to number 1, Andre Bailey.
And Andre Bailey, I don't know how that man is still breathing. And he has just been taking hit after hit, and it's been like this all season.
Yeah, I mean, kind of
That is the first quarter play.
stumbling after that play. Looks like he's a little banged up. Takes that helmet off immediately, and Hamilton will call a timeout.
It'll be the end of the first quarter.
Oh, excuse me.
For this game. No problem. Things are spooky here for Hamilton. Here from Firebird Field. Happy Halloween when we return on Lakota West Student Broadcasting. So to start the second quarter, it'll be 2nd and long for the Big Blue. It'll be a give to Bailey up the middle. And again, he'll fall forward for 2. And we're right back to what we were talking about right before we left for break. Andre Bailey just carry after carry this season. Over 250 after this game.
For some comparison, if you feel like Kenyon Norman carries the ball a lot, he has 100 less than Andre.
Jaden McLean definitely has someone special to his backside helping him attack on this offense, as well as, of course, his very talented receivers. But so far, West has done a decent job of stopping them. So here on 3rd and 7, 4 wide for McLean, looking, pressure coming, gets it out, and throw, and it's intercepted again.
Roman Combs
again. Combs, the second interception of the game. McLean the pressure got to him. Wasn't able to make it even close to that receiver. And now the Firebirds take over.
Another inaccurate throw, putting it in harm's way for McLean. That one, we've seen him underthrow it and overthrow it. That one overthrown a little high and in front. A little is kind of an understatement. Wasn't very close to his receiver.
Not even sure.
Combs even, about 5 yards behind the receiver, had to jump up to grab it.
I wasn't sure if he was targeting the guy in front or the guy behind. There were 2 receivers kind of in the vicinity, but neither one even had a chance. And refs will blow a whistle, and it'll be a sub, I believe, for the Firebirds.
That's 56. Lawson Robinson having to come out. I'm not sure what was up there. Probably some kind of equipment violation.
I think that was Caleb Bonk coming on for the O-line. So now they'll get set. Less than 15 on the play clock. Davis wide as the lone receiver. It'll be a give to Norman. Norman cutting up field. He's got room to run, and he'll get about 6.
And we'll see Lawson Robinson check right back in. So must have been some kind of equipment violation. So Robinson, we've seen kind of take over that left tackle role this year. Stands at 6'4", 206 pounds. Started off the season as a D lineman, but the junior's been flexible, went to the O-line.
Hey, he has been a nice addition to this offensive line. As much, adversity they have faced, this offensive line has really improved throughout this season, and they have looking much more respectable than to begin the year against that tough St. X defense. But here on 2nd and short, Smith will take it himself and nowhere to go. Big play by Hamilton. Nice tackle by number 24, DJ Bryant. We'll hear his name several more times tonight with how talented he is.
I'm not sure what the plan was on that one. Looked like a designed QB run from the start to that left side. Tried to get a convoy of blockers in front of him, and it just didn't work. Bryant knifed his way in there, blew it up. Can see 5 players, or make that 6 on the line of scrimmage.
And then
for
4
Hamilton.
wide for the Firebirds. Quick throw out to Mello Jordan, and Jordan can't hold on. And would have been an easy first down. Just started running before he fully caught it.
That's rough. That would have been a first. We've kind of just seen people struggling to catch the ball all night. Ogletree had a pretty free interception, and he dropped it. So
Norman
seems
has
like
2.
the cold is kind of getting to guys.
Definitely not something they're used to so far this season. So they'll have to punt this one away. It'll be Kofi Adubafor this time. Deep punt, and it'll be a fair catch at the 30 for Elijah Jones. And now Andre Bailey, McLean, and the rest of this offense will take over from their own 30-yard line. We'll see what they can do when we return in just a moment. So McLean in the offense will take over. They'll motion over Bryant, and now on play action, McLean will heave that one deep. He's got an open Jordan Bryant, and he'll bring that one to about the 49, just outside of Lakota West territory, and they'll move the chain. So after a tough interception to Roman Combs, the Hamilton quarterback, Jaden McLean, makes a huge play, and now they are in contention. Get a nice drive going here.
That was a great catch for Bryant. Went up, grabbed the ball out of the air. McLean a little high on the pass again, but receiver bails him out.
And the snap again goes over the head of McLean. Tried to recover it, and he will, Andre Bailey, but not before. Again, losing 20, 25 yards again. Heads-up play from Andre Bailey to recover that one.
Not sure who's at the center spot right now, but that is 2 bad snaps in 2 back-to-back drives.
2nd down and long.
So now here on 2nd and 35, barring any major penalties, they should be good if you're this Firebird defense.
I think the center may be Tyler Hale. We'll have to see.
A motion over Jones. Pressure coming. Barely gets it off. Nice defensive presence from Coben Ogletree on McLean. And now it is 3rd and 35.
That's I don't know. Maybe the refs have got something in the back pocket for him again. Continue the drive. But, yeah, I mean, we've seen Hale 2 bad snaps way over the head, losing his team, more than 20 yards. And when you have a guy as, big as he is, 6'5", 280, you want to see him be able to make those snaps consistently.
So off play action, McLean will lob that one deep. Another low ball to Elijah Jones, and again nearly intercepted by Chris Bradley. Would have been his 6th of the season. So now it'll be 4th and 35.
I think he'll go for another fake punt.
I was about to say, as much guts as RV Crouch has, I'm not sure if even he would do it here, but they'll do a quick punt. High flyer to return it is Bradley. Chris Bradley getting
Still
around
going.
that left side. Nice stiff arm. He's got room to run. Chris Bradley to the 30. Tries to spin, and he'll get to about the 28-yard line. And that is
return.
amazing field position for this offense.
Absolutely. Haven't scored since very early in the first, and we're nearing halfway through the second quarter. So Firebirds should, barring disaster, add to that lead this drive. Knock on wood. But
Definitely got to see some offense here. They have kind of sputtered out in this second quarter. Less than 8 minutes to go. You'd like to see at least one more touchdown on the board, make it a 3-possession game. How much potential this team has, you'd like to see, these types of big plays here in the playoffs against Hamilton. They'll stack the line again. Snap. The give to Norman, and good defensive presence from Hamilton. He'll be able to fall forward for about 4 or 5 just with his powerful running abilities, but still solid defense from Hamilton.
He was tackled by number 7, Jaden Lewis, and number 28, Deacon Wilson.
haven't seen Eckley Bridges make that much of an impact tonight. Nearly blocked the punt from Liam Feeney a little earlier, but you have a guy, 33 tackles for loss, 75 tackles this season. You want to see him make a little more of an impact.
So on 2nd and 6, Smith will take the snap. Off play action, be a quick screen out to Davis. Davis cuts forward, flags fly. He's got a first down and more. We'll see what the flag will be from our head official.
You can see that far side line judge signaling for a hold.
He was tackled by number 30.
I didn't see it. Looked like they called it on the other receiver blocking for Tyson Davis, but so I think that's Jaden Brogdon getting the penalty. But they'll take it from the spot, so it'll only be about a 3-yard loss. So could be a lot worse, but could also be a first down. And they'll move it back a little more.
So it should be
Make it
2nd
5
and
yards.
16 with it being a 10-yard penalty. And those holding calls, man, they are a drive killer for any offense. And Bolden,
Absolutely, yeah, he's not pleased down there.
referee kind of had to hold him back there. So on 2nd and long, they'll take the call from Schroeder on the sideline. He's kind of stepped in as one of the coaches for Smith almost as a junior in high school. They'll do a quick handoff to Davis around that left side, and he'll fall forward for a few. It's still 2nd and long.
Looks like about 5 on the carry.
5-yard gain on the carry.
Just hearing some fans yelling to throw the ball, and I agree. I really think that all season, those routes up the seams have been open, and we just don't throw it there a whole lot. Which, maybe that's why they get open, is teams don't expect it. But I think you got to try it a little more, especially in risk of not getting points with a drive with this good of field position.
Pressure coming immediately from Hamilton. They get it out. Can't find Tyson Davis over the middle of the field. Great pressure again by number 7, Jaden Lewis. Just not enough, and that's 4th and long. And
that was a great blitz dialed up by that Hamilton defense, and Adubafor will come out to kick from
46 yards.
Number 17,
You see the frustration from Tyson Davis's face on the sideline as he comes that way, but
this is certainly not a gimme field goal. This is longer than Connor Stevens on Hamilton's side's long.
Good hold. Kick is up. He's got the range, and he's got it in. 46 yards
Absolutely
from Kofi Adubafor. I'll say it again, the most entertaining part of this Firebird offense. Kofi Adubafor field goal. 13-0 is your score when we return. 5:43 to go on Lakota West Student Broadcasting. So 5:43 to go in this first half for the Firebirds. Hamilton student section getting excited for this kickoff. I think they triple or even maybe quadruple our student section. That'll be a short flyer from Dubofor. It'll be bounced into the end zone for a touchback. And now, after a couple solid drives from Hamilton, didn't end in points, but they have been able to get the ball moving. We'll see if the Firebird defense can adjust and shut them down a little more than they have in the last couple of drives.
You know, Hamilton's still very much in this game, even with how it's felt like the Firebirds have outclassed them in just about every facet of the game so far. You know, a touchdown on this drive and it's a one-score game. So I think Firebirds would really like to get a short stop here and add some more points.
So on 1st and 10, it'll be McLean in shotgun. Of course, Bailey to his right. They'll motion over Jones. Fake handoff to Jones. He'll run it down the left side. It'll be McLean taking himself, and he'll fight forward. Nice effort from Jaden McLean. Get about 5, and that'll bring up 2nd and medium.
Shook off the tackle from Chris Bradley. Bradley, not a very big dude, but just able to overpower him. A little bit of a stiff arm truck combination.
2nd down and 4.
So 2nd and 4, one of the bigger gains they've gotten in the running game so far, which not something we're used to hearing from this Hamilton team.
They'll motion in Bryant. Snap, another give to Bailey up the middle. Bailey's got some room, and he'll fight forward for a gain of 5. And it'll be a 1st down for this Hamilton offense.
That's one of the first natural, unaided 1st downs they've gotten this game. They've really struggled. Have gotten some help from the refs and from West on committing some fouls.
So here on 1st and 10, we'll see what Crouch has drawn up for the offense. We see Dominic Southern out there to aid Bailey in the blocking scheme. Gotta imagine that's where they go here. Seems like their 2 main plays have been that and the jet sweep. They'll bring in Bryant, and the refs call that short, and it'll be a timeout for Hamilton.
Coach Crouch didn't like what he saw there. Wants to talk it over with his offense. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in the 2nd quarter.
So we'll take a 30-second timeout and be right back here on Lakota West Student Broadcasting.
Hamilton.
So on a fresh set of downs after the timeout, we'll see what Crouch can dial up. McLean takes it. Off play action. Pressure coming. Gets it out. He's airing it downfield to Jones. And good coverage from Bradley, and the flag flies. Jones kind of got a shove in the back from Chris Bradley. Kind of hard to see if he just fell or got pushed, but that's going to be pass interference almost every time.
Yep. That's one that's kind of unfortunate for the DB there. Not much he can do. McLean underthrew it again, and the receiver had to slow down to try and catch it, and there's no way for Bradley to stop and not run into him.
Defensive pass interference against Lakota West.
So it'll be another 1st down for Hamilton.
You needed, if you're Chris Bradley there, you just got to turn your head to the ball and try to go maybe for an interception, but McLean has just not been accurate on those deep balls here tonight. You can't risk that type of penalty deep into the 2nd quarter.
But, I mean, if it works, it works. Throw it up. I mean, that's same value as a 15-yard pass, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Big Blue again.
Tight formation for the offense. They'll motion over Jones. He'll join them in the backfield. And then motion out to that left side. Snap for McLean.
Reverse.
Fake to Bailey. They'll give it to
Double
Jones.
pass.
Jones going to air it downfield. Into double coverage, and it's caught. What a catch from Hamilton. Jordan Bryant with the big play. Receiver to receiver. And the deepest throw tonight will be a receiver, not a quarterback. And wow, that'll set him up shop inside the 20-yard line.
That one was nearly picked by Combs again. And
Just
Bryant just snatched
catch.
it out of his hands. Yeah, strong hands there. It's very impressive in this cold weather. As we've seen, it's hard to catch when it's this frigid outside, but impressive. Didn't stop Jordan Bryant.
Very impressive athletic play as it'll be 3:40 on the clock. Hamilton moving downfield. 1st and 10 now. And they're in red zone from the 19. They'll bring in an extra blocker. McLean over the middle, too high for Jones, and that time he can't connect. Nice screenplay there. Good defense from Ogletree. If he did not make that play, that one on man-to-man coverage probably going to the end zone.
Saw the pass high for McLean again over his receiver's head, but maybe without some pressure in his face there would have been a little more accurate, led his receiver into the end zone.
So now it'll be 2nd and 10 for the offense. We'll see if they go back to the air with the success they had 2 plays ago, or if they return to Andre Bailey in that backfield. Jones wide, defended by Bradley, lone receiver on that left side of the field. They'll motion in Bryant. Off play action, looking, pressure coming. Fryer getting in there, and another underthrow from McLean. Good pressure from Newman and Fryer.
Yep. Not sure if that one was a throwaway or another inaccurate throw. Maybe a little bit of both. Just needed to get that ball out, not take the sack.
Hey, I mean, if I saw Riley Newman and Andrew Fryer running in my direction, I'd be a little scared to throw that into tight coverage myself. But now it'll be 3rd and long. You had the huge play, and now you've kind of stalled out. We've seen that all night tonight. The Firebirds defense has just shut down the offense after any sign of hope. Bend don't break mentality. We'll see if they do it again here on 3rd and 10. McLean looking, immediately pressured. Steps up, and it is hit from behind. Cam Thomas, that should be a fumble, and the refs call it that way.
Riley Newman with the recovery.
Cam Thomas, what a hit. Oh, my goodness.
Now, refs are discussing whether that was a throw or a fumble.
I think that one was a fumble.
I'll have to agree with you there. I think it came out before his hand was going forward.
We'll see if they decide the throwing motion had
Hamilton
begun.
Offense still out there.
We'll see what the call is.
And the defense is coming off, so it looks like it will be a fumble.
And it'll be Firebird ball. So a huge hit from Cam Thomas. And then a big recovery from Riley Newman. Results, again, that bend don't break and no points for Hamilton.
Could see that one developing. You know, McLean did a great job sidestepping the initial blitz, but up high in that pocket, you can't see what's behind you, and Thomas just works back up and absolutely blasts him, forcing the fumble, and Newman is able to recover it.
There's a good attack and intelligence from Thomas to hit him on that left side where his throwing shoulder is and result in the fumble with McLean being a lefty. But now the offense will take over. We'll see if they follow your advice to the throwing game. And it'll be a quick run to Davis down that left side, and another flag flies.
I think maybe holding.
By number 33, Mason Holbrook. Flag on the play.
I think that one's going to be holding as well.
Maybe on Yassine Salam. Not sure.
Refs
Holding against
will congregate, and it will be holding on the offense. So the Firebirds will be backed up, and they're getting close to their own end zone. They're going to have to be careful on this drive.
10-yard penalty, first down.
Looks like on the 4 or 5 yard line. Got to be careful here. Don't want to see any bad snaps like we've seen from Hamilton, but
definitely not. That would be.
Bruce Shaber has been reliable this season. Haven't really seen any bad snaps. Don't blame me if I just jinxed it. But
knock on wood, Dexter. Knock on wood. Here, our producer, listen to the command. So here on 1st and 20.
See the blitz being shown
from
the
the
right
5.
side. It comes.
He'll get it out to Tyson Davis. He's got blockers. Davis has more than 10. And that's the perfect play you want on 2nd down to bring up 3rd and much more manageable. Be about 8 to go.
Love to see that out of Jackson Smith. Saw Jaden Lewis get back there real quick on the blitz, and Smith stood tall, delivered it to his superstar wide receiver, Tyson Davis.
So it'll be 3rd and about 6 to go
2nd down and 6
for the Birds. Smith will communicate with his receivers. Or excuse me, 2nd and 6. Quick run up the middle to Norman, and Norman again slips. I feel like we've seen that all year long.
Went to number 3, Kenyon Norman.
Feels like his legs move a little fast for his own good. He is so explosive, and sometimes when you're running that fast and he tries to change directions, kind of just trips over himself and falls. But first down nonetheless.
So it will result in that first down, a fresh set of downs for the Firebirds from the 26-yard line. 74 yards to go, now under 2 minutes to play. Smith looking outside to Brogdon. Nice catch from Jaden Brogdon. And he will get out of bounds to stop the clock.
Really nice throw there from Smith. Layers it over a couple defenders right into the hands of Brogdon. Brogdon, you see, he struggles with drops sometimes on a lower pass. He seems to be a little more reliable catching it above his head, which you don't see a whole lot. But
pressure coming, blitz from Hamilton. Smith tries to get out of it, but he can't. Big play from Hamilton. Looked like it was number 59. He's not on the roster, but he was the first to get there.
That's Eckley Bridges.
The announcer says Bridges, but
2nd down and long.
on the rosters we were given, he was not listed. But it sounds about right. Eckley Bridges has been insane this year as Smith cannot get away again. More pressure. A big play by Lyndon Hamid. And that'll end this drive.
Yep, timeout Hamilton. Hamilton has 53 seconds and one timeout left to try and get something going.
Man, on this timeout, what are the Firebirds talking about?
I mean, it's 3rd and long. I definitely don't think you go for a pass. You know, don't want to stop the clock for Hamilton. So I think you probably just play it safe, a run, maybe a little screen if you want. But I think that you're pretty safe with running the ball, making Crouch use that last timeout. Make Hamilton's sputtering offense try and do something with under a minute remaining.
With 55 seconds to go from their own 19-yard line. Like you said, you don't want to stop the clock here. And it might be time to throw the white flag out on this drive and just head into the first half with no major mistakes. 3rd and 29. 29 yards.
It's a very long way.
We've seen a lot of 3rd and longs here tonight. They will just give it to Norman. Norman does have space, but he'll get about 6 there and get pushed out of bounds.
Steps out of bounds. That's not what you wanted. You want to see him fall in bounds to make Hamilton use that last time out. We'll see if that costs the Firebirds. he kind of cut out to that left when he really should have cut in.
Fourth down and long.
So
That is definitely a tough mistake you don't want to make in that moment.
Hamilton
His defense
now
is
free clock stoppage here. So they'll have, after this punt, probably around 40 seconds and a timeout to go and try and get some last-second points.
You need a boot from a Dubufor. Kind of looked like it rolled off his foot, but still a solid bounce. Jones bobbles it a little, and a nice defensive tackle by Roman Combs.
Roman Combs, have yourself a game, a great sliding tackle.
So that'll set them up at about the 31 of their own territory. 39 seconds to go. Still one timeout left.
Definitely need points here if you're Hamilton. You don't want to go into the locker room down 13-0. If you can make this 13-7, you will feel very good with how sloppy the offense has been so far.
Remember, Stevens did hit a 40-plus yarder, 43 to be exact, earlier on the year. So that is the line to get. That is a lot of yards to go. We'll see what McLean's got.
And
they're going to give it to Bailey, and he's just going to dive forward. He's going to lose 2 there. And now
no space to go to start. Had to sidestep a couple guys and jump forward to keep himself from losing even more yards.
It'll be the Firebirds to call a timeout here.
Their second of the half.
Maybe they're looking to get the ball back, but I don't think that would be possible with just one more timeout. Nevertheless, we'll see.
I guess that speaks to the coach's confidence in this defense to hold them even with a timeout remaining for Hamilton. Want to talk about it and get that perfect look defensively.
But even if the defense can force a 3 and out, Hamilton can still run this one all the way to 0.
Yeah, I'm not sure there. I guess just really want to make sure that Hamilton can't advance the ball and get that last second addition to their 0 on the scoreboard. Yeah, definitely a little interesting, but this West coaching staff, a lot of great minds over there, so don't want to question them too much.
Definitely a lot of years of experience on that staff help improve all the players on this team, no matter where they're starting from. So here on 2nd and 13, quick snap to McLean. Pressure coming from Cam Thomas. He'll fires the middle, and it's intercepted. Oh no, returning is Chris Bradley. Disaster for Hamilton, and he's thrown down by Eckley Bridges. And now the Firebirds have ball in Hamilton territory. Oh, no.
You're in the field. You feel pretty confident with a field goal if you can just get a couple yards. Again, McLean, I mean, that's just a bad throw. I can't sugarcoat it. He underthrew his man by probably 8 yards right into the hands of Chris Bradley.
I mean, you have to throw it into the dirt at the very least. You cannot throw that into harm's way. You saw Chris Bradley a little shaken up after that big hit from Eckley Bridges. But 6 interceptions for him. Smith drops back. Pressure coming. Gets it out. And it's caught. Cannot hold on from Tyson Davis. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 with 15 seconds to go.
McLean, it's kind of interesting. He really hasn't been too bad with the picks this season. Only 7 throughout the first 10 games. This game he's had 3. So nearly half of his season total in one game. That's not what you want in a big playoff game like this.
A testament to how good this secondary of the Firebirds is. 6 interceptions for Chris Bradley, and then add another 2 for Roman Combs' career here at Lakota West. Back to offense. They'll motion in Chris Bradley. Snap from Smith. 4-man rush. Gets to Smith. Gets it out and too far for Jaden Brogdon, and now it'll be 3rd and 10.
Chase Moak tried to make a great diving interception there just out of his reach. So 3rd and 10 for the Firebirds, 11 seconds. I think maybe you go for a short pass, maybe even a run to that right side. You're on the left hash right now. Maybe you run it, try and get a couple yards and set yourself up in the middle of the field to make a field goal for a Dubufor as easy as possible.
Yeah, you have to get some yards here. You cannot make a do-before job as hard as it already is. But here we go, Smith. He will air it out. Be a quick screen to Norman. That's got some motion. Kenyon Norman inside the 20 with 4 seconds to go. And the Firebirds will intelligently call a timeout. And I'm imagining they'll go field goal.
And that's what it looks like.
Tackle made by number 9.
See the offense trotting off the field. And Kofi Adubafor running on. Big number 17. So Firebirds looking to make it 16-0 going into the half. And I think with how last week went, you feel really good about how your defense has played as well as your offense. You know, they've been solid to this point.
You definitely would like to see the drives finish a little more. You cannot settle for field goals against Moeller, assuming they win, or excuse me, they have the bye. So assuming West wins here tonight, you can't settle for field goals against them. But here tonight, not a bad result. So this will be a 35-yarder for Kofi Adubafor. And Hamilton will ice him.
No other use for that timeout, so probably the best idea there.
Timeout, Hamilton, their third and final timeout.
We'll see if that'll give any effect to Kofi Adubafor. He has had a great night here in the first half.
So just some score updates from this Region 4 first round. Winton Woods currently up 21-0 on Little Miami in the second quarter. Like I said, Winton Woods, a very talented team. You know, they probably feel a little bit shorted not having a bye. But, you know, game against Little Miami is one they should be able to handle.
So here we go for Adubafor. Good snap. Good kick. Plenty of range, and it is good. Another field goal for this night for that young man, Kofi Adubafor. So 3 field goals and a touchdown for this Firebird offense. 16-0 is your score. Now go to the bathroom, get a bite to eat, grab a drink, whatever you got to do. Maybe eat some candy here on Halloween. But make sure you're back for the final 24 minutes of playoff action here from Firebird Field on Lakota West Student Broadcasting. So 24 minutes to go in this ball game. West looking pretty good, up 16-0, and they have ball to start the second half. As that one will be a low flyer and will be returned by Bradley. He's got Mello as the blocker.
Oh!
Chris Bradley, huge block from Mello. Cutting up field is Chris Bradley, and he'll get to about the 37. And now the offense will take over. Dexter, what has gone wrong for Hamilton in that first half that has led to a 16-point deficit?
Honestly, the defense has been what you want if you're Hamilton, been forcing a lot of, stoppages, field goals. You just need the offense to start moving. Andre Bailey, 12 attempts, 15 yards. That's not what you want at all.
A lot of those yards lost were because of that bad snap he fell on, but still, he has been shut down tonight. Those bad snaps and turnovers, it's just been the miscues all game long that has led to where we are now.
Negative 18 rushing yards total for one of the best rush offenses in the conference.
So now Smith will take it. It'll be a give to Braden Johnson. Johnson fights forward. Nice diving attempt from him to get about 4 there, and it'll bring up second and medium.
Firebirds blocking has been great. Saw Mello Jordan lay a man out on the kickoff. Saw Yassine Salam just pick up a nice block.
Second down and 7.
So on 2nd and 7, Firebirds have been very run-heavy tonight. Passing game just hasn't been very accomplished. It'll be another give to Johnson. Johnson's got room. Stiff arm. Braden Johnson down the sideline. The 10. 5. Touchdown. Braden Johnson, the wrecking ball. He is back. Second of the night.
3 stiff arms on 1 run for Braden Johnson. What a run.
Tyson Davis is here for it. The excitement from that young man. Not 2 months ago, he was up here in the booth with us, and now he is taking it to the house for the team.
That is a great run. Shows the speed and the physicality. Looked like Derrick Henry out there.
So for his 40th extra point of the year, Adubafor is good. 40 for 40 for Kofi Adubafor. 23-0 is your score. 11:04 to go, just 56 seconds for Braden Johnson to get his second score of the night. We'll see how we respond here on Lakota West Student Broadcasting. Back deep is Bailey and Jones, and it won't matter as that one will lead to a touchback. We just saw adults running the Red Sea right now, running the flags up and down the field. Not a soul in the student section tonight.
Yeah, everyone out there just partying hard, I guess.
Gotta imagine something like that, but man, not a single person. We saw some people earlier, but there won't even be an attempt at a student section. And now we'll get back to some football with McLean at the helm.
All right, RV Crouch's offense looking to finally get something going.
So motion in Bryant, and that's
Flag
a false
down,
start.
yep.
And that's just going to make it that much harder
Full start. 54 the
for Hamilton.
5-yard penalty. Still first
Going to be
down.
on Bruce Harvey of Hamilton. Just jumped a little early. It'll be 1st and 15 now. McLean steps up in the pocket, gonna send it deep. And Chris Bradley! Oh my goodness! We'll see what the refs call, but what a one-handed interception from Chris Bradley on the coverage.
They're calling
And they're
pass
going to call
interference?
interference. Looked like he was just going for the ball.
I mean, you've got to be kidding.
Oh, man.
Number 11.
I don't know what he's supposed to do.
He was on the outside, and he just dove for the ball.
I mean,
Oh, man. And the few fans that are here, let him hear it. That
was a spectacular one-handed grab with the interception. And,
that would have been on the highlight
ref
reel.
snatched
Dexter.
it away from him.
First down.
Would have been his
Definitely,
second of the game. But it'll be 1st and 10. Bailey uses that opportunity to get another first down. Nice run from Andre Bailey to put him back into positive yards.
He was brought down by number 15, Jaden Cook.
Just kind of in shock here after that call. I mean, that was such an amazing play by Bradley. Sucks that have to see it get wiped off the scoreboard. Seen that a couple times here tonight.
That was an incredible catch by Bradley. Would have been his 7th pick of the year. But now it'll be 1st and 10 from the 41. And that time the defense is there. Firebirds collapse on Bailey thanks to Riley Newman and company. And that's going to be a loss of yards.
Firebirds will bring on a couple extra DBs. Want to cover the pass. Got to be careful here because apparently you are not allowed to be within 5 yards of the receiver.
2-yard loss on the play. Second down and 12.
Certainly been a struggle so far for Chris Bradley in this cornerback unit. Refs have definitely been a little flag happy on those pass interferences and holding calls. Firebirds bring blitz here on 2nd and 12. McLean is laid out. Low flyer, and Bradley can't hold on. Almost got his get back, and you see him fall to the ground out in frustration. That one was right in his hands, couldn't hold on, but nevertheless, good coverage.
Our fans at home, I don't know if you want to guess how that throw was, but I'm sure that you could say for yourself over or under. That time it was under. Kind of a roll of the dice every time today. And if that pass is going to be overthrown, underthrown, but haven't been very many accurate ones.
McLean definitely struggling with this Firebird pass rush getting in his face.
Absolutely.
And they'll bring the blitz again. That time to get it out, and nowhere in sight for Andre Bailey. Combs lays a hit, thinking he got it, but now it's 4th and long. And again, these Firebirds bend but don't break.
A little bit of ball don't lie there. Hamilton can't get anything going after that PI call. Seen that a couple times where they move the ball a little bit after a big penalty and just cannot get going afterwards.
Short kick, but a good bounce for Hamilton, and it'll roll at about the 20-yard line. Bradley won't return it, and a flag comes out at the end.
Flag on the play.
I think this is going to be on the sideline. I saw Davis throw his arms up. Might have said a little too much. We'll see what the refs have to say here.
Sideline warning.
And it will be a sideline warning.
So that shouldn't move the ball back.
But it's still something to focus on. But it'll be 1st and 10 from the 21 for the Firebirds as Smith comes out with the offense. So Norman got a bit of a break on that last drive. Johnson said, okay, I'll do it myself without you this time. But now Norman's back out there on the field, and Johnson's on the bench. Be Davis and Brogdon on that far side.
It's the positive of that 2 running back depth now. You can rotate them.
And this time it'll be to Norman, but the Hamilton defense is all over it. Big tackle for a loss for this front 7. And that'll bring up second and long. So now it looks like
Deacon Wilson
Hamilton's defense
and
is
number
starting to stall.
52,
Or excuse me,
Brandon Bailey.
Lakota West offense.
Yeah, Hamilton defense is doing the opposite.
3
They're
yard loss on the play.
playing well in that last one. See how they can hold up for the rest of this drive. Second and a little over 10.
Second and 12 is the number. Hamilton, tight coverage. It'll be a give to Norman again. Norman fights forward. Much better carry there. He'll get about 4 or 5. Still third and long now. We'll see what they load up. Now, this is the type of situation that the offense likes to run a bit of a screenplay or something short to the sidelines. But on third and 5, now they have a decision to make.
See Tyson Davis in the slot.
Watch for him for sure. He's been quiet tonight, but at any time he can make a big play.
You like when you have your best receiver able to line up in the slot, because usually that'll have him lined up on, you know, the other team's third best corner or even a linebacker or safety.
Smith. Well, look, pressure comes from Hamilton, and he tries to get it to Davis, but he just can't hold on. A little outside of his reach, and the punting unit comes out on the field.
Just a little too far to the right on the throw, so punt unit will come out.
Depending on the play.
So no replica of that long touchdown run on this one.
Definitely a much quieter drive with a quick 3 and out. Now you need a good punt from Kofi Adubafor. Hamilton will add a second returner late. That'll be Lyndon Hamad. Good kick from Kofi Adubafor. It'll be returned by Hamad. And escapes Cook, and then he'll be wrapped up at about the 38.
I think that was Owen Herring on the hit.
The long snapper for the punting unit and the third string quarterback. So now Hamilton will take over on offense when we return in just a moment. 23-0 when we return. .7:42 to go in the third quarter. Bailey will motion outside. Quick throw out to Bryant. Bryant cuts upfield, and he'll be lucky to get one. Good defensive stop from the Firebirds.
McLean to number 4, Jordan Bryant.
Looks like he got pushed out right around that line of scrimmage. Again, it just the Hamilton offense is really struggling to get the ball downfield. It feels like it's short passes over, you know, into the flats, or just runs for very little yards.
From the 34, Bailey to McLean's left. It'll be a give to Bailey. Bailey stays patient, and it'll give him an extra 2.
Andre Bailey on the carry for the Big Blue.
So it'll be third and about 9.
Cam Thomas and number 33, Andrew Fryer.
Fryer with a big tackle, and that'll bring up third and long. So after a nice defensive stop from Hamilton, it's now looking like offense will not be able to mirror that defensive presence. Under 7 to play in the third quarter. 4 wide for Hamilton. McLean will get it out in the flat to Bailey, and that won't be enough. Not a bad gain, but Ogletree is there to make the play. Colin Ogletree, that is, and that'll bring up 4th and short. And now, I mean, if I know Crouch, I know there's at least a thought.
The offense is staying out there.
And I don't hate it. You know, some of his gutsy plays, I can't say I agree with, but I think I agree with this one. You're down 23. It's 4th and short.
And we see Colin Ogletree limping into the medical tent after making that tackle.
Yeah, he looked a little shaken up after that one.
But 4th and 2 now. Lots of guys in the box for the Firebirds.
They'll motion over Bryant. You think you got to know where this one's coming, and they get the Firebirds to jump.
It does look like it'll be offsides.
Dead ball, encroachment, 22 of the defense.
And that's going to be Blair again.
Result, first down.
Kind of looked like a bunch of guys on the D-line
Yeah.
jumping across.
They'll say,
That's a really good design by Crouch there, you know. Wait until that play clock is winding down and you have your QB, you know, clap all frantic like that. And it really makes the defense just so sure that that snap is coming.
a great acting job from Hamilton. They'll motion over Bryant. Heavy lineup. Off a play action to Jones. Nice catch by Elijah Jones. In coverage from Bradley. Won't be enough for the first, but still a solid gain to make it 2nd and short.
Oh, and they will say it's a first. Looked a little short to me,
yeah.
but
That's a great spot for Hamilton, but
you know, with no replay review, it's kind of hard on calls like that.
it's all about that initial spot. Snap for McLean. Quick throw out to Bryant. He'll try to fight through, but a good tackle from Ogletree. Get about a yard there.
Quarterback Jaden McLean to number 4, Jordan Bryant.
And that's going to bring up 2nd and long. Hamilton starting to sustain a drive here.
He was stopped by number 6, Colin Ogletree.
No
Under
gain
5
on that
now.
one, though, but they are into West territory.
Snap. The give to Bailey. Bailey fights tackles, but can't escape.
Make it
think
3rd
that was-
medium.
Andre Bailey.
Good tackle from Fryer there.
He was
Bring up
tackled by
3rd
number 33,
and
Andrew
about
Fryer.
4. So here on 3rd and 4, we'll see what they draw up. This is a very run-heavy offense.
3rd down and 4.
Got to imagine that'll be the first look.
But they do have 4 receivers out there.
This will be a tough defense, or tough offense to stop.
And
Excuse me.
got it.
It'll be a run to Bailey, and he does break
Number
through
1,
the
Andre
front
Bailey
7.
was the ball
It'll be a
carrier.
first down for
He
Hamilton.
was stopped by number 1, Cam Thomas. First down, Hamilton.
So they'll be able to move the chains. And now they'll huddle to the line.
Hurry up.
West looks a little lost on defense. McLean, open
Throws it
backfield,
deep.
fires deep. Hit a Bryan and
Overthrown.
an overthrow to Jordan Bryan. He can't get it there. Good coverage from Zion
Number
Starr
4,
and Roman
Jordan
Combs.
Bryant. It was incomplete.
Keep seeing it. Bryant was, you know, he had some space there, but McLean couldn't drop it in the bucket, get that long play.
Number
So it'll
2,
be
Zion Starr, defending on
2nd
the
and
play.
10.
On 2nd and 10. They've been struggling on first down, but they've been making up for it on 2nd and 3rd. They'll bring Bailey out to the left side,
Flag on the
and
flag.
flags fly.
Be a false start.
Dead ball, full start. 54 they offense. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 15, pushing them that much farther back. Just looking to get something on the board here late in the 3rd quarter.
Still not out of this game yet if you're Hamilton. Plenty of time, especially if you can get a touchdown on this drive. But starting to become desperation time. You need a touchdown within the next minute or so here.
Definitely getting that way. Still a 3-possession game. Don't have much of a crowd to worry about, though, so that's in their advantage. Bailey cannot drop the defense. Newman made the presence. Fryer made the tackle. And that's going to be 3rd and long for the Big Blue.
So it's a tough decision here because McLean has really struggled to throw the ball downfield, but 3rd and about 17 or 18, excuse me. I mean, you can't really run the ball there. You don't want to settle for a field goal. Maybe you go for a little bit of a shorter pass, try and get this in 2 plays.
You imagine If it's not too deep, this is 4-down territory. McLean will look to throw. Over the middle. Nice catch by Bryant. And that's going to bring up 4th and short.
Pass was complete from quarterback.
And the offense is going to stay out there.
Jordan Bryant. He was brought down by number 20.
Not a bad 3rd down play, all things considered. You saw
Hamilton trying to get lined up decently quick here, but struggling to get the play in. So West defense will have time to settle down.
under 20 on the play clock. You hear about 4 fans chanting and stomping their feet, but it'll be enough. As a huge play, Cam Thomas on Andre Bailey, one-on-one violence. Another big play from Cam Thomas. The senior linebacker captain does it again, and a turnover on downs.
Absolutely huge play, just came flying off the edge and put Bailey in the dirt before he could even get his legs going.
And this one's looking closer and closer to being over. Just 2:30 to go in this third quarter. Firebirds back on offense. And you see both backs out there. You got to imagine this is going to be a run-heavy second half the rest of the way. Being up 23, you don't want anything to get out of hand. It's time for the conservative play calls for sure. Smith, off play action. He'll throw and he'll get it to Kenyon Norman in the flat. Yeah, he'll get about 1 there. Bring up 2nd and long.
Looks like maybe some miscommunication. Saw Davis a little confused about the play call before, and then saw him break in on a route going the opposite direction of his quarterback there.
Brandon Stanley kind of limping there on that O-line. He'll line up. I hope he's okay and doesn't make the injury worse, especially late in this game with it being a blowout. But under 2 to play in the third. Tight formation for the Firebirds. Be a give to Norman. Johnson has the blocker. Norman's got room, and Braden will push him forward for a few more, and he's got a first down and a couple more.
You'd love to see that. Running back helping running back. Lamarion Jordan will limp off and collapse onto the ground on the sideline. Gets back up, still limping, and they'll take him over to the medical tent.
So that left leg in a lot of pain. Marion Jordan, hope he's okay. Smith, off play action. Fires deep, he's got Davis wide open. Oh. Tyson Davis into the end zone. Down the sideline, touchdown. Wow, what a throw by Jackson Smith off play action.
Right into the breadbasket. Perfect throw. And that's something you haven't really seen from Hamilton today, is that accuracy on the deep throws. This could be a very different game on just a couple connections. So Adubafor will come out for the extra point to push it to 30-0.
What a throw, man. That was a perfect spot from Jackson Smith, and Davis did the rest.
Yep. Great job by Davis getting as much space as he did. I mean, that ball could have been, not as good as it was and still have been a pretty easy touchdown.
Man, Tyson Davis, the man who makes the quarterback job look easy. And a perfect throw from Jackson Smith. 30-0 is your score when we return here on Lakota West Student Broadcasting.
Elijah Jones.
So we return with a 30-0 ball game. The offense big plays in the second half have gotten out of hand for Hamilton. And for those counting, as long as the Firebirds can take this one, it will be Bolden's 200th win in his career.
The kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback.
And man, what an accolade that'll be. And now running clock begins.
So running clock probably get us wound down to the start of the fourth. Maybe Hamilton will get a couple plays off.
Definitely will help these Firebirds get home as soon as possible and join maybe some of those parties that the whole student section is at.
Hey, that'll be fun. Go get a win and then head to a party. Sounds like a nice Friday.
And on Halloween, too. So a quick run up the middle to Andre Bailey will send us to the fourth quarter. Running clock, here we come. 30-0 is your ball game. After the short break, when we return here on Lakota West Student Broadcasting. So now Hamilton will take over on offense to start this fourth quarter with the running clock. And we should be out of here pretty soon.
And just a update on some of the other first round games. East currently losing 34-27 to Oak Hills, about a third of the way through that third quarter over there. Game there moving a little slower than here. And Fairfield currently beating Mason 33-21, also in the third quarter.
Bailey will run that one for a first down, but gotta say at this point, those scores sound much more entertaining. And man, Oak Hills, what a fight they've had. The GMC this year has just been incredible.
Absolutely.
Every team.
You know, we've seen a lot of parity with, we were talking about it before the broadcast, you know, Middletown beat Princeton, Princeton beat West.
Bailey tries to go up and over the defense, and he'll get blown up into the ground. And now it looks like they're trying to move the ball quickly, try to conserve as much time as they can. Firebirds have to stay strong here on defense. If Hamilton scores, that'll stop the running clock, which just prevents them from getting home earlier. So they got to stay disciplined, even up 30 points, if they want to enjoy the rest of their night. No motion in Bryant. Off a play action. McLean over the middle, just out of reach. Overthrow again to Elijah Jones. And man, the testament to how good this front seven is for the Firebirds, how much of an adjustment they've had since last week. I don't think McLean is that bad of a passer. He's been pretty solid over the air, kind of a low completion percentage, but like you said earlier, just 7 interceptions. But tonight, the Firebirds have just been all over him.
And that's just that Firebirds pass defense for you. Number one in the GMC, only 86 yards per game allowed, and third in most interceptions with 9, and they will be in contention for that number 1 spot after this week.
And Bailey dives forward for about 4, and now it's 4th and short, and I think this one's a no-brainer for Coach Crouch.
And
this is do or die here. You know, running clock, it's, you know, might already be dead, but And it looks like they might be waving the white flag here, bringing out the punt unit.
Man, the second I say it's a no-brainer with how aggressive Crouch is, he makes me look silly unless they're going to try to run a fake punt here. And they're doing a little more communicating than you would for a punt, so
maybe we'll see.
Be surprised.
A lot of times you run out in a fake look and you might check out of it. Might have been what they were doing.
But it will be a punt, and he's nearly hit, but won't be. Now Bradley will return this one.
Space again.
He makes a bad decision, runs backward a little, loses yards, and if he had just run upfield, you see Jaden Lewis getting excited after that one. But nevertheless, the Firebirds take over with a running clock. And just to go back to Coach Bolden, the excellence he's had, 200 wins now if he takes that one. And if you really break it down, in his 19 years of coaching, that is over 10 wins per season. So he's averaging almost one playoff game win per year.
That's all you can ask for. Propel your team into a winning situation every year. You can see how much of an impact he had at Coleraine. He left to come to West, and Colerane's kind of been in shambles since then. Finally got a win this year over Sycamore, but had a couple seasons winless.
He is just incredible. He is what runs this offense, as Braden Johnson will run the offense right there, as he'll run forward for about 14 yards, taking it to the left side. But flag does go down. This might be holding.
Again. Just keep moving the ball back. Ref's discussing right now. See what the final call is.
This has been a long conversation between these
really
OHSAA
nice run
refs.
by Johnson. Still talking.
And hey, our producer just let us know that does run down the clock, so I'm not going to complain.
It's true. Only about 7 minutes, 20 seconds.
So it's going to be on the Firebirds, and it'll go back. They'll lose yards. But hey, maybe they were just talking about where they're headed for dinner after the game.
So down to 7 minutes.
15-yard penalty.
15-yard penalty.
I think it might have been a chop block or something of that sort from the offense. But hey, 15 yards and about a minute off the clock. I think we'll take that. But that time, the Firebirds will run forward. I think that one was Johnson. And that'll bring up 2nd and long. We'll get a few there.
28, Deacon Wilson.
2nd and 18 is the line. Johnson is in for Norman.
Here's some cheers coming from the band. It's the loudest the stadium's been tonight.
Substitute student section. You see, they have all dressed up in costume, showing their pride, and it'll be a give to Johnson, and Johnson will take it forward for a few, and Wyatt Schroeder is in the game right now, giving handoffs to Johnson, so kind of brings me back to that Hamilton game earlier this year in the regular season when Johnson said he'll play down the stretch of this season, and now they're both out there running the offense together, so it's crazy. It's crazy how things work out. We'll just say that. But now on 3rd and long, we'll see if they let Schroeder air this one out.
Gotta love seeing Schroeder in the game. He's been kind of a player coach this season. He's been contributing a lot.
So he'll take the snap and just give it to Johnson, but not a bad idea ever. He'll fall forward for about maybe 6 there. And it's going to be 4th and long. Less than 5 to go in this game, and you got to imagine everyone's just waiting for this one to tick down.
Yep, punt unit will come out.
It'll be a
Time
do
ticking
before.
away.
That brings up 4th down and 9.
And you got to imagine how emotional this is for all these guys,
For Lakota West, number
especially the
17,
seniors.
Kofi
Last time they'll
number
ever
4.
play on this field.
Back deep
And then
to
you
receive
look
for the Big Blue, number
forward
9,
down the bracket.
Hamid.
You got
And
Mulder
number
next,
13,
and
Elijah Jones.
that is just going to be one of the hardest matchups. I mean, the seniors on this team as a do before will boot this one down. It'll be returned by Jones. He's got room, and he'll cut back to the other side, the left side of the field. He'll get to about the 37 before he's pushed out of bounds.
Muller has shown to be mortal this season. Got blown out by St. Edwards a couple weeks ago, lost to Elder. I think that the Firebirds have a chance. It's just a matter of, honestly, the mentality. Like I said at the beginning of this game, this team, especially the defense, can't get down on itself.
Yeah, it's just, like I said, the seniors on this team, some of them might remember the stretch of frustrating losses to Muller, years ago when they played in back-to-back playoff games, both times Muller ending Lakota West season. If you're the Firebirds, you have to use that intensity and bring it in, as McLean will air this one deep to Bryant. Open. He's got Bryant, and he stepped out of bounds. Oh, no. He was just a little too casual with the catch, and he wasn't able to get a foot in bounds.
That time I can't blame McLean. I've kind of been dogging on him today. But that's on the receiver. That was a great throw by McLean.
Perfect
and like you said, just a little too casual on the sideline. Got to make sure you tap those toes and stay in bounds.
So if West, just to go even further down the bracket, if they can somehow pull off the upset against Muller, which, like you said, they have looked kind of vulnerable this season to good teams, they would likely play Princeton or Winton Woods and then head to the regional finals. So not the easiest paths, especially with how good we know Princeton is. And then when you look at Muller beating Princeton bad in that first game.
And the East has retaken the lead against Oak Hills, up 41-34 right now. So thriller happening across town.
Certainly across town, maybe not here tonight, but East Broadcasting is having a tape delay stream, so theirs will be up if you want to see the replay. McLean fires over the middle.
Great
and he's
throw.
Got Bailey streaking across the field, and he'll be tackled at about the 36 of Firebird territory.
It'll be too little too late, but McLean's dropping dimes on this drive.
Maybe they can get some points up on the board before the end of this one. Just to say they weren't shut out.
First down, Big Blue.
Under a minute and a half to go for this offense. McLean fires down the left sideline. That time, Bryant gets his feet in bounds. But still the clock is running, so they're going to have to get set quick.
See if Hamilton tries to wipe out that shutout on the scoreboard as we tick down to 60 seconds remaining.
Jaden Cook defending on the play. First down, Hamilton.
No huddle offense, of course, for Hamilton. McLean steps up in the pocket, fires downfield, nearly intercepted by Zion Starr, just out of his reach. But the clock again still runs. Bailey all the way in the back of the end zone. He's got to get to the line quick
Zion Starr defending on the play.
if they want to get anything up on the board.
Second down and 10.
Down to about 30 seconds.
Snap. McLean looking, four-man rush, rolling out to his left. Fires into the end zone and nearly intercepted again. That time again by Zion Starr. Still incomplete. And I think that one should do it. They'll try to run to the line to get one more playoff. And they're just going to wave the white flag. So the 4 zeros come up on the field as Norman Smith prepare the ice bucket
Firebirds are victorious.
for Coach Bolden after its 200th win. And he gets it at the last game here from Firebird Field for this team. We thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you stay safe and have a great Halloween. Enjoy the candy and have a good night. 30-0 is your score. We'll see you next week.
And great